So you're there in the gym pumping out bicep curls and wondering why your arms don't seem to be any bigger a few months later. Believe me, I've been there myself and found that my arms were not growing at the rate I expected to until I changed these 3 things. And the first one for you, we're going to get straight into it, is quality, not quantity. So I think the biggest mistake that people make with arms is treating them differently to every other exercise. So similar to when we're training abs, all of the muscles grow in the same way, which is through progressive overload, meaning increasing the reps over time and then increasing the weights that you are lifting. Now, if you get 6 months down the line and you are lifting the same weights of dumbbells or barbells, cables that you were for your bicep exercises 6 months ago, your body has no reason to change and to adapt, right? So you need to be lifting heavier weights over time. So you need to be tracking your progression on your arm exercises and applying progressive overload. And when I talk about quality, not quantity, what I did was I went from doing 8 or 9 bicep, tricep exercises, doing so many different variations. I kept thinking that I was missing this one key exercise that I find online, and that was the reason why my arms weren't growing. When in actual fact, what I needed to do was just pick 2 or 3 key exercise variations, and what I would recommend here for hitting the full arm is 2 tricep exercises, especially an exercise like a tricep push down where you can get that full extension at the bottom and get all 3 heads of the tricep. And then when you are looking at your bicep training, I would say maximum 2 bicep exercises, 3 if you really want to, and also hitting the brachialis muscle, which is from a hammer curl. So when you're doing hammer curls with a neutral grip, you are going to be hitting a different muscle in the upper arm that sits under the bicep. So if you're covering all bases through a hammer curl, bicep curl and some tricep exercises, you should be in a good place to get full arm development. But what I was doing was picking too many exercise variations, overcomplicating it, and then not actually tracking if the weights were going up on these exercises properly, and I wasn't prioritizing them. The second key thing to think about is priority principle with your arm training. So if you really want to grow your arms, I would start prioritizing them earlier in your session when fatigue has not built up. So as you get more tired during your workout, your performance is going to drop off gradually. And if you are leaving your arms to the end of like a push or a pull day, where you're already training those muscles a bit through back, chest exercises, you may not be getting the full recruitment of the muscle fibers that we're trying to train for the arm. So what I'd recommend is you either put your arm exercises at the start of your workouts. You could even create a separate arm day so you hit them fresh. And if you shift your arm exercises to the start of your workouts, you'll see that performance improve, weights go up quicker, and then you can see quicker changes in the mirror. So start prioritizing your arms at the start of the session, or by doing a separate day. You could even tag them on when you're doing legs. So you could start by doing some curls if you add before you go into your leg session, and that way it's not going to massively impact your leg day, but you're also getting that opportunity to hit your arms when you are fresh. Third key point is basically focusing on progressive overload once you have these good exercises selected. So once you're happy with your exercise selection, then you want to track your progression like you would with your compound exercises. So with your squat, your deadlifts, your chest press, all of these key big exercises, a lot of people are already tracking those and making sure the weights go up on those ones, but you need to be applying that same level of effort of tracking with your arm exercises, stripping back the quality, stripping back the quantity of what you're doing. You don't want to strip back the quality, and then doing better quality sets. And I guarantee you that if you go from doing like 10 exercises for your arms and you strip it back to like 4, 5, but those sets are higher quality and you're pushing yourself close to failure. So you want to be pushing yourself close to failure for things like arms, in my opinion, because it's quite low risk to push these exercises close to failure. They're not that complex to execute these movements, and you know, they're quite safe to perform as well. So you don't want to get stuck under a barbell back squat going all the way to failure. But if you're doing a bicep curl, you can just drop the weight, or doing a tricep push down. So I like pushing these sets hard, close to failure, and then applying progressive overload, increasing the reps and weight over time. Your arm simply will get forced to grow. Like there's no one in the world that's gone from lifting 10 kilos to 14 kilo dumbbells with decent form that has not grown their arms, because if your form is decent and the weights are going up over time, that is when your body is forced to grow. So what you're doing at the moment is probably not ensuring the weights are going up over time, not actually applying progressive overload, maybe not pushing yourself hard enough in those sets. Once you start doing that in combination with a good diet, sleeping enough, you are going to see those arms grow. I hope you found the video useful. If you did, drop it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will see you on the next video, my friends. See you very soon. Thank you.